Hey guys, Captain Foley and Commander Calkins are back for another top
Ooh.
10. And, hmm, what are we doing today, Samuel?
We are doing, well, we're going to a bit of a dark area of the Trek universe. The top 10 villains.
Cool.
Need some
Villains are
dramatic
awesome.
music. Need some dramatic music, don't we?
Yeah, villains are awesome because they're dynamic and there are some really great ones in the Star Trek universe. So,
Mm-hmm.
it was an interesting list to whittle this down for me personally.
Because there's lots of one-offs that are like, okay, they're a villain, but they could be amazing, but are they iconic? But is that the definition? I'm interested to see where we come. I think it'll be quite different. I'm gonna say that now.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we're not really including, like, well, the Borg as a race or Species 8472 as a race. Maybe Samuel is. I don't know. The look on his face over there. I don't know. Okay, anyway, let's just get to it. Number five for
Okay.
me would be lore. Um, what's more dangerous than a super strong android that's also super intelligent and looks exactly like one of your crew members? I mean, seriously, a lot of possibilities there. They used him pretty well. I think they
Mm-hmm.
could have reintroduced him a few more times and really would have had a lot of fun with him.
Yeah, I
So,
think his first appearance was amazing, but then his Borg thing wasn't.
yeah, it had a lot of potential and it could definitely come back at any time, too.
Yes.
And plus, we have
Well, yeah.
B4 as well, but he's, not a villain. He's,
Yeah.
yeah. Anyway,
Do you think a Data Law movie would have been good?
would have been interesting for sure.
Yeah.
Don't know if it would have been good per se. It's kind of, well, I don't know. For a movie villain, he might be good.
Yeah.
But
Oh.
number four is General Chang from Star Trek Six. I mean, what's more dangerous than a bad guy with a patch bolted to his skull?
Well, apparently three more things because it's only before.
What? Well, yeah, good point. Yes. Oh, jeez. But I mean,
But yeah.
awesome Klingon. The Klingons are awesome to begin with, and Christopher Plummer is an
Mm-hmm.
amazing actor.
Mm-hmm.
He worked with Shatner in Stratford, so it's cool to see that
Mm-hmm.
dynamic again,
Mm-hmm.
kind of on screen. And he plays such a good bad guy. Plus, his little mustache and stuff is awesome Klingon.
And his armor and all his costumes and his lack of big. Yeah. Yeah.
And his ship that can fire while cloaked. I mean, it's just
Mm-hmm.
dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
Number three, and my top three are very much kind of my top one because they're all freaking amazing as villains go.
So is this one of those ones where they keep changing depending on what the day of the week it is?
Yes, and what series I'm watching
Okay.
or what I'm watching. Yeah. Number three is Gul Dukat.
Okay.
I mean, an
Mm-hmm.
absolute bad guy, crazy, narcissistic, awesome. um,
Intelligent. Devilish. Well,
yeah,
not devilish.
you never know what kind of mood he's going to be in. Sometimes he's a nice guy, sometimes he's a complete asshole, kind of schizophrenic. I don't know.
Mm.
But Cardassians are just dangerous as a rule, and he was very much the epitome of a
Mm-hmm.
Cardassian
Mm-hmm.
as far as that went. So Gul Dukat is amazing.
Yep.
Number two would be Khan from Star
Mm-hmm.
Trek Two, the
Okay.
real Khan, Maltabon, and Spacey.
Yep.
Somebody that's very suave and debonair and very, again, intelligent and strong. Somebody
Mm.
that's, I like how they pit the captains kind of against people that are stronger and smarter than them usually. So it's got to be the captain's wit and guile that gets them out
Well,
of the
yeah,
situation.
street smart versus intelligence. Or
Yeah, I
space
guess.
smarts versus intelligence. Yeah.
Yeah. So Ricardo Montalban as Khan is amazing. So definitely, definitely up there.
Mm-hmm.
He was going to be my number one, and then I thought, no,
Ooh.
there's a single letter that dominates that spot. Do we all know who that is?
M from James Bond.
No, it's R from, I don't know. Q, of course.
Okay.
Mad, bad, and dangerous to know. He can basically put you in any situation and test you in any way he wants.
No.
You would think that you'd stand no chance against an omnipotent being like that, but Picard managed to kind of have a friendship, a camaraderie with him
Mm-hmm.
over the course of the series, and it was very interesting to watch and see the dynamic between those two. And Q, sorry, Q just turned out to be kind of a cool guy that was just a regular Joe with a lot of power. So
Now I want to ask there. Now, while we haven't necessarily fought him, have we ever managed to find a way of defeating Q or stopping his power? Was there ever anything that?
I don't think so. No,
I don't think there was.
just when he lost his power and became human. But that's the Q's. Thank you, Q, for doing
Then it was
that.
just a knife or a fork that defeated him. So.
Yes, this is true. So those are my top five villains. So
Okay.
I'm looking forward to hearing your list. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
My number 5 is the Voyager Clown.
You are kidding, yes?
He stands out as one of the best.
Not
He's the
kidding.
embodiment of fear and a fantastic villain. Superbly well acted, and in his one episode, he certainly left an imprint on my mind. I think he's one of the best Trek villains, is the Clown.
He looks like Ronald McDonald.
It's such an incredible episode. I mean, he has every facet of a villain. Come on, the amount of like personality and just the amount of character, the amount of like if he came back, I mean, so well done.
He's not bad as far as that goes. Like he's a good bad guy.
Neither's
but
Q, neither's
the episode was atrocious. I thought.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't enjoy that one at all.
It is weird.
Yeah.
But I thought he was like, I try to think what rather than just going for the big bad of a show, what really stood out to me as being a true villain, like a true foil, a true like you would never want to face him, and like even at, like the last shot of the episode is even though Janeway wins, you still get a sense of okay, it's still kind of scary. I don't know. Number 5.
Okay, good.
My number 4 is the single letter Q, so I do share that. Well, I've got to ask the question: is he really a villain? Protagonist for sure. He's more about chaos. Well, he does kill some of the Enterprise crew, both directly and non-directly through his interference with the Borg. So, but he is amazing, and John Delancey does him pitch perfect. I mean, you could not have asked for a better actor to play it. Even now in timelines, like he still has his Q-isms, which is great. But I think, is it fair to call him a villain, an enemy? Let's call him a friend to me.
That's a very good point. Yes, I got to admit.
Like I was even contemplating, should I even put him on the list because he's not.
He had the potential to be a major bad guy though, and you never knew which way he was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
So,
which it's interesting though because a villain to that sort of, like Gul Dukat, like he has been a hero, not hero, but he's been a positive in some episodes. So it's interesting the villains that can sort of swap. Like Khan wasn't bad for the first 10 minutes. It's interesting when they can play a bit both sides.
and they usually do.
Yeah. My number 3 though is the controversial one. Apparently, I'm going to go with the Borg. And we got against this for the species one, but I would call them the villain because.
But is it the Borg Queen because she's in charge of everybody?
Well, they are. I'll read my piece first, but okay. I think they are the definitive villains, bad guys. Okay, well, no, protagonists, as they just reach perfection and assimilate everything. But they are iconic, they are deadly, and we do get the personal Locutus, we do get Borg Queen, and we do get, for a very short time, 7 of 9, as the personal foils. And I'm not sure if it's a cheat, but they are defined as a race, even though they are a villain whole. Like, they are a one and many.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's that weird... I think they can be both and neither at the same time.
I agree.
And they are such an iconic piece of Trek as a villainous force that they had to be represented. Just two up from the Clown though.
And really, they're basically a personification of the Borg Queen.
Yes.
Because it's basically facets of her personality because she's in charge. So.
Although I'd still do like the theory that when Hugh went in and he changed the idea and added the personality nature, which then spawned a queen because there was a sense of individuality. So I kind of like that it evolved into a queen after the fact.
Yeah, interesting.
But that's just fan theory. Anyway, my number 2 is also Khan, so I'm glad we share that one. He is the self-appointed nemesis of Kirk, because Kirk wouldn't think he's his nemesis. I'm sorry. He's not the nemesis. He's a self-appointed nemesis. He had a truly fantastic episode of TOS, and then one of the, if not the best Trek movie, dedicated to him. Come on, he's in the title. Does Kirk get a movie with his name? Nope. But Khan gets a Wrath of Khan. He is nuanced, he has flair, he's over the top, and truly almost killed Kirk. Again, a difficult feat for some of these villains. If only he'd actually decided to steal the Reliant rather than be an idiot and just go and fight people and go off and do other things. He could have come back in Star Trek 4 or 5 or 6 or even TNG. Can you imagine a part 3 of the Khan story being older, wiser, with an army of augments? Can you imagine? Would have been great.
Absolutely.
And my number 1 is, and I'm glad you said him, General Chang. It's my number 1 because he is a fantastic Klingon, a fantastic warrior, cunning, devious, and clearly very, very intelligent. He helped stop a civil war, and then decided he wanted to keep a war, and then managed to make allies within Starfleet, who he's at war with, and then had his own chance to assassinate it, and then almost destroy the Enterprise A and Excelsior, all in like a weekend. Wow, what a guy. You can imagine if he was a series-long villain. Can you imagine? That would have been incredible. Just the pure complexity and the actor's performance Gets my number one.
Plus, you get to see him fleshed out in Klingon Academy as well.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, a lot of
see a
extra
lot
stuff.
more of him. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, how he loses the eye and everything. Yeah, I just think he's such a faceted warrior, and as a villain, you know.
Excellent list. So now it's honorable mention time.
Yes.
My honorable mention would have to be Moriarty.
Yes, I was tempted.
And the main reason I do that is I'm a huge Sherlock Holmes fan, so those episodes I really enjoyed. He and the fact that he was a holographic villain that kind of came into his own. It's an interesting dynamic, and there's so many possibilities there as well because he is still
villain.
No, I wouldn't see. That's why he's an honorable mention for me because I mean the real Moriarty in Sherlock Holmes is definitely a villain. And this one started off with that kind of mindset, but he did develop into something a little more complex than that. And I just think he also has the potential to be very dangerous should he choose to be. And that's the thing about villains that scares me is the fact that they can be your best friend 1 minute and the next minute they're stabbing you in the back and they have every contingency covered because they planned it out. Kind of like you, Commander. I'm worried about you someday.
Someday. But this, yeah, I mean, Moriarty is the guy that, you know, he's in it for his own life and his own wife's life. Like, he just wants to live, but he'll do whatever it takes to try and get that. And, you know, Picard betrayed him. That's got to be said. I mean, yes, he was sort of sitting around in the computer. It wasn't really, you know, whatever, but he still didn't actively try and help and you know, take back. Well, same with Khan. I mean, if you think about it, same rationale. You know, they betrayed them, and I must stab at thee.
Yeah.
But holographically. But yeah, great choice. I was tempted, but again, I like him too much, which is a weird thing to say. But
it's true. I like you too much, and he made my number one, so he is technically a villain.
Yeah, it's a difficult list, which I like. My honorable mention, I'm very, very glad he was on your list, is Law. Absolutely. He is the evil Data. Isn't that just enough to frighten you? He's all the intelligence, all the strength, all the power of Data, but using it for evil. And wouldn't it have been great to see him more? Like I said, his first appearance was amazing. I mean, just the way they pitched that whole episode, they knew they were on to a winner. And his second appearance with the emotion chip, again, great performance. But I didn't like the Borg one as much. He was such a minor part of that. In terms of grand plan, yes, but in terms of actual about him, no.
Yeah.
Which he could have been a series long or franchise long villain, you know, and give Brent Spiner even more work, even more. But yeah, that is my top 5 and honorary. Yes.
Cool. Good list. I was surprised actually by a few of those.
Which ones, apart from?
Okay, so my real shocking one was the clown guy. I considered him for like a brief second as I saw his face, and I'm like, nope, please move along. The episode was irritating to me, so I couldn't take it seriously. And yeah, but other than that, I mean, I kind of expected Chang to be your number one, but at the same time, I thought you'd put Q there as well. So it's a nice surprise to see that. So
I'm okay with the Borg because it's that strange.
Yeah, well, no, I totally agree. I loved your face at the beginning when I said, "It won't be racist," because we try not to do that.
Yeah,
but that can be whittled down to Borg Queen, so I kind of like that. So
yeah, but she's not the best. Well, let's say Locutus because he's great.
Yeah, and he is dangerous because he's a Starfleet captain.
He's the anti-Picard. So I have fear. I have anti-Data almost. I have anti-Picard, whatever.
I want the transporter accident Curt guy, the bad Curt.
That's the second honorable mention. Yes, no. Anyway, great list, love it. And what do you guys think? There are a lot of villains out there. A lot of villains. I mean, you think
does Ruelfo make it on any of your lists? Because
or
really,
Marge Kala? I mean, come on, the best.
No.
Anyone. But yeah, there's lots of great ones out there. I want to be a little radical with my list, and then you've matched me with a lot of radicalness, so I guess we think quite alike. But anyway, let us know what you think of our lists down below. Let us know what you think of your own lists. Do you agree? Do you not agree? Any closing thoughts, Stuart?
Choose wisely, my friends. When you select your villain, you got to be careful because they're coming after you. I don't know. No real thoughts. Just I'm looking forward to reading all your comments because, trust me, we read them all.
Yep, so until next week, guys, tune in for another Top 10 and every other show we do each and every week. So until next time, guys, it's Commander Cockings.
And Captain Foley.
See you next time. Bye.
Bye, guys.